What if your partner hates boba?
Oh my god. Red flag.
Wet flag.
Here's a tip. Don't do generic responses.
Talk about Frozen.
Get feedback.
This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to help you build your brand or business online. But more on that later.
Hello, welcome back to another Break Room. I'm Jessica.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Benson.
And today we thought we'd do something a little close to what we did before on lunch break. We wanted to put a call out to our lovely fans and ask them for any love, life, relationship, friendship advice. And then I thought I would collect some people from the office, someone that's in a relationship, someone that's married, and someone that is perpetually very single. So
Who was that? Just kidding.
and I thought it'd be very interesting to see like the three different perspectives and answer your questions. Yeah.
Well, thanks for bringing me on.
Yeah, you haven't been in one in a while.
Yeah, I guess of the options, Phil is also married,
But
he's very busy. So I will gladly step in to represent the married people.
I'm glad to be here as well. What a lovely panel and opportunity. And I'll gladly speak upon the relationship not married people.
Excited to have you guys here. We can just jump right into it.
Let's jump into it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
So we did a call out like a week ago. We got some questions.
People that just need advice. This is anonymous. We're not going to put them on blast. And maybe you had the same questions as these people. So this might have takeaways for everyone here. Yeah.
Okay.
Full disclosure, we're not trained relationship professionals. We're not trained therapists.
I'm not trained in anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is just from our experience or like our morals and values.
Yes. Take everything with a grain of rice and salt.
Exactly. We can start it off like very chill,
Yeah.
something fun.
Okay. How do you know when she's the one? No,
What if your partner hates boba?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, boba.
Red flag. Get him out of here.
wet flag.
I'm doing the baby voice.
Wet flag.
I'm not.
It's chill.
Boba is not a make or break for me.
Dude, but is it for some people? That's kind of crazy. You know, there's so many different things you can get.
Yeah.
There's so many different options.
And
I feel like if
I feel like there's people in this office that it would be a big deal.
Really? But I feel like as long as you go to the boba shop with me, I don't care if you get anything or not. Like it's your choice if you want to get something. But it's the quality time of going together.
Well, okay, so like, here's why I'm here. I'm here to solve problems, right? Like that's like my thing. My biggest frustration with the Austin, Chris, and Mish
Just
episode,
happened.
they didn't solve anything. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, if one person likes boba, one person doesn't like boba. Like the person that doesn't like boba still needs to offer to go get it, right?
Yeah.
But also they're both individuals, so it's like if the person that likes boba, you know, then just go get it. Like understand that, you know, you will have to lead that part of the relationship. Okay, next. Sorry, go ahead, Taylor.
no, yeah,
Great advice.
that was it. That
Yeah.
was good. I think if it is a problem for people, maybe I can understand that it's a worrisome because they see it as a sign that there's different tastes in general. And if like, oh, they're not aligned, if they don't like boba and you really like boba, you're worried that like, oh, that could translate to other things. But I think relationships and dating is a lot about like,
Here we go.
you know, kind of educating, you know,
Right.
and like bringing people into that. They might not like it at first,
Yeah.
Right,
but if
right.
you could like kind of show
Yeah.
them and kind of be open to them potentially learning
Yeah.
to like it, that's progress. And I think there's a lot of that in relationships.
If they like boba or not, it's kind of like could be kind of like the test that like, oh, are they a very open person? It's like two new things or stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
It- It's kind of funny because you can go pretty deep into this because it can reveal a lot about a person, right? It's like if there's an addiction, right? If somebody's got like an addictive type personality and they're addicted to boba,
Yeah,
that could be
what
an
does it
issue.
say about you?
You know what I mean?
that you are worried about someone not liking boba. Yeah,
Right.
You have a boba
And
problem.
there's health involved
Yes.
in that. So like how important is health to your partner or to yourself, right? It could
Different
open,
lifestyles.
yeah, it could open a lot of room for discussion. I think that's the most important part.
That is
Wow.
discussion is a big important part.
Great answers.
Good.
Okay, great.
The sponsor of today's video is Squarespace. We love Squarespace and have been using their platform to build our brand and business online for years. You can start a completely personalized website with their new guided design system, Squarespace Blueprint AI. Choose from professionally curated layouts and styling options to build an online presence tailored to you. Then you can get discovered easily with the help of their optimized SEO tools. Another great feature is the ability to create video collections. We can take videos from our different platforms and organize them together in one beautiful video page. You can also sell exclusive content on your site by adding a paywall to sell memberships, courses, or files for your customers to download, like ebooks or music. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/wongfu to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Now let's get back to the video.
How to navigate jealousy with your partner when it comes to status and wealth.
Status and wealth.
I feel like that's such
Dang.
an interesting one.
Status and wealth, because I haven't personally had that firsthand experience when it comes to status and wealth. I guess like I could speak from like the Wong Fu as like there's like a little bit of we're influencers, so that people know us and stuff. But jealousy, yeah, that's a big topic. What about you? Do you have any advice?
I think for me, it's so. I think for us, it's like because we are in the arts, it's so harder. Like when we do meet people that are in like more medical or like any STEM type of like job, so it's like I guess my experience was just like with friends that are all in STEM, and then I'm the only one in arts, where there is like a big like discrepancy in like pay and just how we live our like day-to-day lives. I know I enjoy my job enough and like am happy where I am in life that I don't get bothered by like the status difference, I guess. If you're in terms of like wealth, I guess.
There's a lot of elements in this question because the jealousy aspect of it can be like applied to so many things, right? Like the cheating potential or or just other people, right?
Yeah.
I think like the status or the wealth side can be its own thing too. Like in my case in my relationship, in the early stages, Jessica was very much better off financially, like being in a more stable job and more just like being able to save and just like kind of just spend not freely but like spend without having to worry too much. And I definitely saw that as like myself feeling inferior, so then I would overcompensate by like, oh no, let me pay or whatever, and like that put myself in a very bad position financially because like that sense of pride was there, but then just kept putting myself in a bigger and bigger financial hole, and then it did lead to arguments and stuff like that, and like but like we learned a lot through that situation of balance, and like maybe tonight's not the night where we go out and like maybe we stay in and like let's figure out a way to make this fair for each other and not have the other kind of feel like they're either doing too much or like being taken advantage of, right? It's like there is that hurdle to overcome, but once you do, it's like it's so much better. But but it does take that work in those conversations, and multiple conversations.
Yeah. I could see a situation where wealth, like not anyone I know, but like some people just live a different lifestyle and they're not willing to necessarily meet in the middle. Right. And that could just be a reality that is like understandable too. But I think it's important to like acknowledge that difference in lifestyle. And that could just be like a big point in you guys realizing you're not compatible, too. Yeah. Even though, but if you guys are, I can see people working through that too, especially if they see the relationship's worth it. Yeah. I don't know.
So the answer is always communication.
Communication is so important.
So important.
And some people actually like, it's like part in relationships, it's a lot of it like knowing that there's a conversation that needs to be had. There's a lot of like cues that you have to pick up that like maybe the other person doesn't even realize they need to have a conversation. So the partnership of like, oh, this is something we should talk about. And like, I don't know if you've acknowledged it yourself, but we should talk about this. And then that's where it starts. Anyway, good question.
Yeah, great
Jealousy.
question.
It's real.
Yeah. Okay. Advice on feeling behind in your 20s.
This isn't about love.
Okay, I can pick a love one.
It's okay. No, we can talk
Or
about it. Do you like
short
that one? Do you
answers.
want that one?
Short answer.
You'll always feel behind, regardless of your age.
That's
Yes.
true. That's very true. And I think the people that you see that reach whatever level of success, it's all external. That's what they're showing. That's what you see. So you don't see what else is not maybe going well in their life. And also to attain a level of success early is very rare. It's you don't know how much luck is involved, how much access that person had. So it took me a long time to just like not to stop comparing myself to others, and I still do a lot. But I think realizing that like, hey, 99% of people are in the same boat and just trying their best. Some are just better than faking it in front of others.
Yeah.
And that's what I've realized.
Great. I agree. That's good. We can move on.
Maybe just do one more question and then we'll wrap it up.
Make it juicy.
What is love? How do you find love?
Oh yeah. Okay, let's answer Austin's question.
How do
Okay, last question. How do you find love?
That's a great question.
you find love?
How do you find it?
How about you answer first, Jessica?
I watch the series Dating After College. No. And nothing still happens.
You know,
I was kidding. I think one, you just have to at least mentally be open to meeting new people and like putting yourself out there, and like actually just going out of your comfort zone to go to networking events, go to parties, whatever. I think that's at least step one.
It's been a long time since I had to look for love, but I think that is a lot of it, for sure. You found love so early in your life, Benson. High school?
No, right after high school.
Wow,
So young.
so beautiful.
Now look at you guys now.
But I do think a lot of it is kind of having an open mind, because I think a lot of the conversations about finding love is like, feels like a lot of it's about knowing what you want, you know, and like I have a type and trying to fit these certain boxes. But I think once you're in it and once you're meeting people, a lot of it is needing to be open to new experiences and meeting people that fall outside of those boxes too, and learning and being okay if who you are changes with those people, and if they change, and knowing that they could change too. So getting past, and a lot of it's like getting past first dates and getting past third dates, and not without knowing where things are going, and then hopefully like after that third date, you know, is when you kind of discovering new things about yourself and about them and who they really are too. And I think that's where you discover love. But those first few dates, it's all like hopefully just surface level check, like kind of things you're kind of trying to gauge, like
Yeah, like general, like personal and couple goals, I guess.
yeah,
I can just get it out of the way.
yeah, like priorities, lifestyle things that like, so like they're not even in the ballpark. Like I need to move past this, but I don't know. It's the age old question. It really is.
I'll give the profound response. Like,
Okay.
Instead of seeking and finding love, but to allow love to find you.
Ooh.
You know,
Oh.
I think part of that is like, you know, you always hear the saying of to love somebody else, you need to love yourself first. And I think that's part of that, like allowing love to find you is like you've already reached this point where it's like kind of like figuring out who you are first. You might not have it like 100% figured out, but you've at least kind of gotten over the first stage, and then that allows you to be receptive to other people. You know.
Yeah.
That's a big lesson.
Yeah.
Like realizing, because I think also, because I used to approach dating as like, oh man, I need to be a certain person I like first before even venturing in, which I think is true. But I think like the process of loving yourself is going to be like a lifelong thing.
Right.
But like you have to like constantly remember to like kind of work on and like learn to love yourself and like work on yourself. And like every date and every opportunity, as much as it is about learning about them, it's also like them learning about you. And you're working through that at the same time as everything. But
Yeah, because I think about like a lot of like early crushes or rejection and stuff like that, and like at the time I'd like, you know, put so much on myself, like what's wrong with me, and like why doesn't this person like me, and like I'm putting my value on on somebody else's like
Yeah.
perspective of myself, right? But then it's kind of interesting, like as soon as I just kind of like stopped chasing that is where where my relationship started with
Yeah.
my now wife, and like
And I think some people would read into that as like, oh my God, you have confidence now. And I think that's like the surface level version of
yeah.
think about it. It's like, I think some people hear that and be like, oh, does it have confidence? And then they manufacture confidence.
Right.
And that becomes like fuck
Right.
boys and ego and
Right.
stuff like that. And
that's not what we're talking
that's
about.
not what we're talking
Yeah.
about. But a lot of like symptoms of you finding peace in yourself and loving yourself is just attractive in general.
Right.
It's like, oh, this is someone that is aware of themselves and is working on themselves, and people generally like to kind of gravitate towards those
Yeah.
types of people. So don't let go of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying you need to have it all figured out before you can like pursue a relationship. It's just more about like knowing that like you're on this journey towards self-improvement you're already there. You know what I mean? Like once you're kind of over that hump of like your teens and going through puberty or whatever, figure out your place in society. Once you kind of figure out what type of person you want to be in the world, I think that's when like the doors kind of open. But I think if you're still kind of confused, it's okay to be confused, but just expose yourself to as many different experiences as you can, whether through people or through content that you watch, and just like absorb the things that you like, discard the things that you don't, and things will happen.
Great advice, everyone. Great.
Do you have anything to add there?
Online dating is a big thing. A lot of times you don't find love, but at least you find things you don't want.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, I think that's a big step into getting what you actually are. You're one step closer to finding love because you know what you do and don't want.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's true. And I feel like you can get really demoralized by like getting people you don't like and people that aren't matching. But you have to also realize and take away that you're developing your needs through each kind of experience and learning more about yourself. Here's a tip: do the voice feature. Have good answers.
Yeah.
Don't do generic responses.
Have good like
Yeah, talk about Frozen.
Get feedback. But maybe that would stand out, Who knows?
No,
That could
I
work.
think feedback's important. Important.
Yeah, because actually, like, knowing what other people are seeing on the apps too will help inform, like, oh, is what am I saying too formulaic? Is this actually, I didn't even realize I was being
Or like,
fitting
does
into a box.
this photo
Yeah.
make me look like a serial killer?
Right,
You know?
yeah. And so being vulnerable to your friends and peers is actually a step is an important step too. Damn. Good questions, guys.
Yeah, good questions.
Hopefully hope this helped. Hope our input and advice you can take into your own life.
You know what you should do is, if you're in a relationship, watch this with a significant other and get their input on these questions. If you're not in a relationship and you're pursuing somebody, watch it with them. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could be the spark of the conversations that we talked about earlier, where you need to communicate. This could be the example.
Yeah. Life is short. If there's relationships that you value and want to maintain, then you should. You should try your best.
Anyway, this has been our corner of advice.
Yay!
If you like this and want us to do more, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
But in that, we'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Bye.